Hello everyone, welcome to my channel and thank you for being here. In today's pick a card reading, we will be looking at how are you both feeling about challenges in your relationship. So we're going to be looking at your perspective and we're also going to be looking at your partner's perspective. Once you choose your card, you can find the timestamps in the description box below, which will take you directly to your reading. And if you would like to book a private reading or a private Reiki session with me, you will also find the link for my website in the description box below. Okay, let's go ahead and pick your cards. Spirit, we're asking, how are they feeling about challenges in their relationship? How is pile 1 and their partner feeling about challenges in their relationship? Okay, how is pile 2 and their partner feeling about challenges in their relationship? And how is pile 3 and their partner feeling about challenges in their relationship, please? Okay, for pile number 1, you have the Fluorite stone. And you also have Dove, New Cycles of Opportunities. And this is actually the half moon Fluorite stone, if you can see that. Okay, and then you have Dove, New Cycles and Opportunities. For pile number 2, you have Red-Winged Blackbird, New Surprises and Understandings. And you have the Lapis half moon stone. You can see that. Okay, pile number 2, Red-Winged Blackbird, New Surprises and Understandings, and the Lapis Half Moonstone. Pile number 3, Chickadee, Discover and Express the Truth, and you have the Tiger's Eye Half Moonstone. Okay. Please take as long as you need choosing your pile, and I will see you in your readings. Hello, pile number 1. You have the Fluorite Half Moonstone, and you also have Dove, New Cycles of Opportunities. And what I think this card means is that there are new cycles and opportunities within your relationship. We'll see what the rest of the cards say. There is a possibility that this could mean that you're parting ways and you're going to have new cycles and opportunities individually, but I'm really feeling, because of we're asking how you're both feeling about challenges in your relationship, to me this is indicating that this is you as a whole. So you as a couple, that you're working through hard times and you're finding common ground, or you're really there to support each other through difficult times. And you're like coming out of that, and it's possibly renewing your relationship, possibly making your relationship stronger. But we'll see what the cards have to say. We are going to look at both of your perspectives. Okay, let's go ahead and start with your oracle cards. Okay, so today we are asking for pile number 1, Spirit, how is pile number 1 and their partner feeling about the challenges that they're going through in their relationship? How are they both feeling, please? Intuition. Okay, one more card. Anger. Okay, let's go ahead and get a couple more oracle cards for you. For pile number 1, please, we would like to see how pile number 1 and their partner are feeling about challenges in their relationship, please. Oh, I'm sorry. I gotta turn it over, don't I? Okay, Crane, watchfulness. And we'll get one more. Rooster, pride. Okay. So the first one is for you and the second one is for your partner. So maybe we should, so I asked how you're feeling and how your partner's feeling. So let's see. Intuition and watchfulness, anger and pride. So it seems like on your part, there was something going on here with your intuition. Maybe you thought something wasn't right, or you thought that things had kind of changed a little bit in your relationship. And so you really started paying close attention to what was going on, especially within your home. As if you see here, this bird is kind of standing on top of a nest. So it's like, what is going on inside your home? And with your intuition, did you realize that maybe your partner felt that you weren't doing something the way you should be doing, or you weren't putting forth enough effort, or something was missing, or maybe you were working too much, or whatever those difficulties is. So maybe you started to intuitively feel that something wasn't right, and so you really started to pay attention, kind of figure out what might be wrong. Maybe you even communicated with this other person. And then it's almost, this reminds me here of a peace offering, or maybe you worked really hard to fix something, or you took this, like whatever you saw, you took this to your partner and made sure that they knew that you were aware of these problems and that you're trying to fix those problems. So that's what I'm getting here. In the second pile, your partner was feeling a sense of anger by what they were seeing, and they were feeling a disconnect. And if you see here, it's like this line is kind of disconnected, and it's disconnected because of what they were seeing. And it's almost like there is a fracture in communication, or a fracture in something about how you guys were seeing each other. And so that, or how this person was seeing you, maybe this person thought, you know, why am I putting all this effort in, and I'm not, this other person, you aren't putting effort back into, you know what I mean? So it was like unequal or something like that. So there was something that they saw that they were not happy with. And it had something to do, it kind of hurt their pride somehow. But they have a lot of love for you. Look at this heart here. Oh, this person has a lot of love for you. And these clouds or steam, whatever this is here, and then the anger card, it's like it really, really bothered this person. Maybe they were seeing things, but they weren't communicating things with you. So we'll go ahead and look a little bit deeper into this. But even though there's a lot of anger here, this person has a lot of love for you, which really gives me hope that they would be willing to work through this and kind of see your perspective of things. And the good thing, another good thing that I see here is that, so we have intuition where we're seeing things, not necessarily with our physical eyes. And then you have the anger card and you have an eye here. So it's like you're both aware of problems, you're both aware, and then also the watchfulness here. So it's like you're both seeing something that's going on, and you might be seeing it differently than the other person sees it. But I think the good thing here with these cards is that you're both seeing the issue, because if only one person saw the issue and the other person had no idea or didn't understand why the other person was upset, there might be more of a problem there. But let's go ahead and look at your tarot cards. Okay, so Spirit, we're asking for pile number 1. We're asking for the main person here, so the person who's watching this right now. We're asking, how do they feel about challenges in this relationship? Okay, let's see. The the Ace of Pentacles. Well, I think what you're feeling is that, like we said here, you really started to pay attention. You really started to listen to your intuition, realizing that things aren't as good as they could be, and wanting to fix things. And with the Ace of Pentacles, this is saying that whatever your intuition is telling you, the actions that you want to take are really good. Like, you're on the right path. And you know that it's going to be a lot of work. You know it's not just going to happen overnight. But these ideas that you have to fix things, these new cycles and opportunities that we see here, this is good. Spirit is telling you that you're on the right path. And yes, it is going to be a lot of hard work, but I think you're open to that. Okay, then we have the Two of Swords. So it's like in the past. So this is the past. So this is your overall feeling here. And then this is going to be the past here. In the past, it could have been where you didn't know exactly what the problem was. And it's really interesting that we got the Two of Cards here, the Two of Swords here, because you see here, she has something over her eyes where she can't see, which is typical of the Two of Swords. So she's really using her intuition, her senses. And I say her just because it seems to be a female character, but this is any gender. So this person's really using their intuition. And you see here we have the intuition card with watchfulness. And like I said before, kind of feeling that things are off. And you see the hands are out here, you know, trying to figure out, okay, what's wrong? What's going on here? So, so this was in the past. So this is realizing that something's not right, realizing that perhaps things need to change. So maybe taking a time out, thinking about things before actually making a move to do anything about that. Okay, then we have the Two of Pentacles. And this is also in the past here. But this is slowly moving toward the present, to the present time. Okay, so this is interesting also because the Two of Pentacles is about finding balance, about realizing that something was off and trying to get that balance, doing multiple things at once, and really learning how to do all of those things at once really well, so that one thing doesn't get more attention than the other. The other thing that just passed through my mind with this crane, it reminded me of a stork and how the stork will have the baby in its mouth, you know. So maybe you had a child recently, or maybe you just have children who are of any age, and maybe the focus kind of shifted more to the children, or perhaps, you know, any issues or problems that you were having with your children that kind of overtook the relationship between you and your partner. So that's another thing that could be happening here. But with this card, it's like we're moving from this place here of indecision or not knowing what's going on, not knowing what to do, to a place of slowly figuring things out, slowly figuring out how to maneuver things, figuring out where to put the pieces, how to, like, where do these pieces fit in the puzzle to fix things? Okay, so now we're gonna look a little bit more into like the current energies that we're seeing. And we have the Seven of Cups. So with the Seven of Cups here, it's like you're not sure exactly where things are gonna go. You're trying to put the pieces back together. Remember, I just talked about the pieces of the puzzle here? And if you can see, it's like this person's face is in pieces, literally. So there's different things, there's different aspects to look at here, but what I really get with this card is intuition, first of all. That's the first thing that came to my mind. So the intuition, like, see, we have like the circles here, and then there's also kind of a circle here. So using your intuition, that's where you're going, where you are now. Using your intuition, really figuring out how can I make things better? How can I put things back together? How can I fix anything that wasn't right? How can I fix the way my partner looks at me? Because the way that they're looking at you is, you feel that it's shattered from what it used to be. But if we go back to this first card, new cycles of opportunity. So what I see is you're really putting in a lot of effort to change the course of events. I feel like with these cups, they remind me of little roses. I really feel that both of you have a lot of love for each other, because you see this is falling really close to this heart here. And I don't know why these cups remind me of roses, but maybe it's like a vine or something that I'm thinking of here, but I'm just seeing that there's a lot of love between the two of you, and that you're working really hard to, see, here's a butterfly. You're working really hard to transform things. And all this water here, it's like you want to repair anything that went wrong, anything that may have been a miscommunication or misperception. Okay, let's see what else we have. The Six of Pentacles. And this is still, these two cards here are both talking about the current energy and where you're headed. So the Six of Pentacles is a great card to go with this and go with everything else that I've said so far. You want balance. You want things to be fixed. You want to do whatever you can to fix them. And maybe what I'm seeing here, maybe you're going to go to therapy or get counseling or some kind of third party who can help both of you communicate better, communicate, you know, both sides of the issue here. And it looks like this person has something over their eyes, which is really interesting. That seems to be a theme with you here, that you're following your intuition. So maybe you weren't doing that before, and also the moon represents intuition. So maybe there's something, you know, within your intuition guiding you to the right person who can help you rebalance things. This is somebody who is educated in this, or educated in whatever it is that you need help with. So let's say, maybe, let's just say, like, if you're going to be moving or something and that's causing a lot of stress for you, maybe you're moving for a job or something, and this was kind of a point of contention with your partner, or, you know, anything, or if it's just marital counseling or relationship counseling, whatever it is, this person that you're going to choose to assist you in this, whatever it is, they're going to be really knowledgeable, and they're going to be really respected in their field. So you can trust this person, and I do feel like you're going to be guided toward this person who's going to be able to help you. Okay, and then we have the Empress, and this is talking about, is there hope for this relationship? You know, moving forward, what is the energy of this relationship together? So you have the Empress card here, which is really great, because the Empress talks about the home environment, being safe, being secure, being a place of comfort, a place of joy, a place of where you want to go. And this can also mean for the other person, if we're talking about another person, which we are here, this could be how that person sees you. Okay, so this person is seeing you in a different light, in a positive light. This figure here has like vines of flowers going up her body, and then some clouds here, and then the light here. So it's like this person is seeing you. They're going to be seeing all of the hard work that you've put into this, and that spark, if that spark left, or if it was dimmed a little bit, that spark's going to be coming back, is what I'm seeing here. This also could indicate hard work, which we can see here with the Pentacles. The Pentacles are, you know, a slower moving card, working through things, figuring out what needs to be fixed. But also the Empress is also, a lot of times the Empress is pregnant, which doesn't necessarily have to mean that you or your partner are pregnant, but it can mean new cycles, giving birth to something. And then let's go back to this card where we have new cycles of opportunities. So this being kind of the overall energy of what drew you to this pile. And then you getting the Empress here kind of ties it all in together for you. Now we're going to get a different tarot deck and we are going to see how your partner is feeling about things. Okay, Spirit, for pile number 1, we're asking, please, how does pile number 1's partner feel about things right now? Okay, we have the Nine of Wands. So the first card here, the Nine of Wands, this is interesting because the Nine of Wands, this person usually looks a little beat up. This person looks a little tired, usually. In this card, though, this person looks happy. This person looks like they've kind of done a lot of work already and they're feeling happy. They're feeling ready to go. This card reminds me of the Fool card. And on the Fool card, it's new opportunities. It's taking a chance, taking a leap of faith, starting things, not dwelling on things, but just doing things. And so going from up here, we have anger and pride. And this is overall how your partner is feeling. So what this is indicating to me is that we're going from anger and pride into a feeling of, okay, I feel like the worst is behind us. And knowing that there's still work to be done, but knowing that you have all the tools that you need because you've done all this work here and you've climbed this mountain and you've gotten really high. Look at how high these other mountains are here. There's other mountains here that are really high. So you've put in a lot of work, or you and your partner have, and it's almost like a time of celebration because you've come so far from where you were. So then we have the Death card, which, and don't worry about the Death card here. The Death card is a positive thing because a lot of times in decks, the Death card is a little bit darker, but look at how bright this card is. And remember, we have new cycles and opportunities. So with the Death card, we're leaving things behind, things that no longer work for us, right? So in this instance, and this is, again, these two cards here are going to be the past. And so what I'm feeling with this card, and especially with the anger and pride, it's looking at things from a different perspective. So maybe that's what this line is here, kind of letting go of any anger, letting go of any feelings of any negative feelings, and releasing those so that you can start things over on a new path with new hope also is what I'm getting here. So I believe this Death card is really positive going with everything else that we're seeing here. Okay, so the second one from the past, we have the Two of Swords. Look at that. You both have the Two of Swords. You both have the Two of Swords. So with this one, I'm feeling like your partner was trying to shake you, was trying to say, hey, this isn't working. Something's not working here. And this person didn't just walk away. This person was trying to let you know, look, we have a problem. Okay. And then here, this is you, and it's like you were intuitively trying to hear. See, here's the moon right here. you were really trying to listen and intuitively feel what your partner was going through, what the problem was. So I really get the feeling that you two want to work on things together. So that's great. And this is in the past too. So it's like, what I'm seeing so far is like, once you figured out what the problem was, you both wanted to work on it. So let's see what else we have. So these next two cards are going to be more of the current energy for your partner, how your partner's feeling about things. We have the Ace of Wands. So this being right below the Seven of Cups, your partner is feeling really positive with the energy that you two have. The passion is coming back. Remember I said this person loves you. Okay, this person has so much love for you. And it's like this love is overcoming the anger that they felt. There's a lot of passion, I'm getting a sense of renewal. I'm getting a sense, this reminds me of like springtime. Your relationship is starting to blossom again. This person sees that you've put in a lot of effort. And I'm not saying that you are the problem. I'm just saying that this is the energy I see. Like maybe the problem was with your partner, but you couldn't figure out how to fix it. And then you really put in a lot of effort to try to fix it. So I'm not saying that you're the problem in this relationship, because ultimately it's probably both of you, right? So don't get me wrong there. But maybe you were the one that was the catalyst that was able to figure out how to fix the problems between both of you. And it's like creating almost a sense of synchronicity and kind of flowing in the right direction again, which is really awesome. And so this person's feeling very optimistic, very happy, very just fulfilled, looking forward to the future. Okay, let's see what else we have. The King of Cups. This person is feeling so much more balanced than they were before, which is interesting because this is right below the Six of Pentacles, which is how you are feeling about things. So if you did get counseling or you did talk to somebody, maybe, you know, a parent or someone who has been through this or who has a lot of expertise in this area, it helped create balance. And this person is feeling a sense of pride again. We have here a sense of happiness, a sense of renewal, structure again. It's like there wasn't structure before. And you have all these little angels here. It's like people are really cheering you on. People are wanting things to be better for you in this relationship. This person's putting a lot of hard work into this situation as well. So, excuse me, you are both off balance. And we're seeing you come back into balance. We're seeing you both working really hard, both of you wanting to do better in this relationship for each other. Okay, and then we have the Eight of Cups. With the Eight of Cups here and the Empress card, what I'm getting is, this is like, is there hope for this relationship? What are we leaving behind? And the Eight of Cups is about walking away from something that was no longer working for you. And this being the last card here, this person is feeling so much better than they were with the anger card. And I really believe that what they are leaving behind is the anger. Because if you look here, a lot of times the Eight of Cups only has darkness and walking away from something, but this Eight of Cups has all these cups here, and this almost reminds me of like coins, but look at what's in the background. I don't think this person is leaving the relationship, leaving you. What this person is leaving is the anger, the anxiety, the feelings of things not working, and creating a better home environment. Because remember, we talked about the Empress meaning the home environment having more synchronicity, more cohesiveness in the home. And then here we have the home here. So it's like getting back to that point of having a stable home environment, having sharing that comfortable space with somebody else, leaving whatever made this person angry, leaving that behind. Remember before when I said that there's like an arrow or a line going through this? This person is seeing things differently now and leaving the anger behind. And so I really feel that you're on to new cycles and opportunities. And I think if you continue to put in the effort, I think things definitely have a chance to move forward and move, because I mean, you've already started moving out of this. And whatever this is, just letting it go. That's really what I'm seeing here, is letting go of any, or your partner letting go of any remaining little pieces and really embracing the Empress card here. And that is your reading for today. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you in a future reading. Hello, pile number 2. You have the Lapis Half Moonstone. You also have Red-Winged Blackbird, New Surprises and Understandings. What I feel with this card is that overall in your relationship, partnership with this other person, is that you're starting to understand the other person better. You're starting to understand any issues or challenges that you may have had in your relationship, and allowing you the opportunity to move on from those challenges. So that's what I'm seeing so far here. Let's go ahead and look at your oracle cards. So we're asking Spirit for pile number 2. How is pile number 2 feeling about challenges in their relationship, and how is their partner feeling about challenges in their relationship, please? Okay. First of all, we have happiness. Well, that's a great card to start out with. And then we have abundance. Really good cards, really good. And then new surprises and understanding. So maybe you're working through any issues you had. Maybe your challenges had something to do with money, and you're moving past those challenges, and you're starting to feel happier. Those, changes in your finances are allowing you to feel happy again and celebrate as a couple again. Let's see, we'll go more into this as we go along. We're going to look at more of your oracle cards here, and we're asking Spirit for pile number 2. How does pile number 2 feel about challenges in their relationship, and how does their partner feel about challenges in their relationship? We have B, communication. Really good card so far. And then we have one more, Blackbird change. Really good cards. So what I'm going to do, these first 2 cards are you, and the second 2 cards are your partner. So we're going to switch them around like that a little bit. Okay, so you, I'm feeling that you're feeling really happy with communication that you're having with your partner. Maybe you were having a problem with communication before. And whatever has changed for you, it's making you're feeling happy. You're feeling, I just got spring, a sense of renewal, happiness, abundance, blossoming of your relationship, even things changing, things evolving, So that's really good so far. And then over here, your partner is feeling abundance. And the abundance doesn't necessarily have to mean money. That's just the first thing that came to my mind because these look like coins here, but that definitely doesn't have to be money. But things changing for the better. If things were, maybe you were lacking time together, maybe you lacked communication, maybe you lacked, maybe it was just kind of stagnant. Well, that's changing. And whatever was missing from the relationship, it's coming in abundance. And that's, this change is very welcome. It's like you're finally communicating, you're finally on the same page together. So that's what I'm getting so far with your oracle cards. We're going to go ahead and look at your tarot cards. Okay, and so what we're doing here is this first row is going to be you and your perspective, and then we'll do a second row, and that second row will be your partner's perspective. Okay, Spirit, we're asking for pile number 2, please. How is pile number 2 feeling about challenges in their relationship? The 3 of Wands. So this is kind of your overall feeling. So the 3 of Wands, this card talks about things coming in. After all your hard work, you're starting to see results. So it's like you've worked really hard for this. You are starting to see the changes coming in. You're starting to see the results of your communication, and this is making you feel very happy. You put in a lot of hard work too. You thought about things a lot. You put in hard work. You knew how you wanted this relationship to move forward, and you're starting to see that effort coming back. Then we have the King of Wands. You're really feeling like, so this is in the past here. So this card and the next card we laid down, this is going to be in the past. And you're feeling like you really had the ability to see what the problems were. You had the ability to communicate those problems or whatever issues were going on. You had this really great ability to kind of see how to fix things and how to transform things in that current time, but for the long run, for the long haul. And also I see that you have a lot of passion for your partner. And so it's almost like what I'm seeing here is giving up or giving into these challenges was never an option for you. You have a great gift of communication. You can see things through. You're very, very strong as well. And I think that you feel that your relationship is very strong also. And this is how you felt in the past. So it was like there was no option of not figuring things out is what I'm seeing. And I'm seeing success moving forward. We have the Hermit card. I think that you may have taken time to yourself before you communicated things to your partner. So you wanted to figure out, first of all, what it is that you want. Maybe you were moving also with this. Maybe a move caused things, or maybe you had to move toward your partner, or your partner had to move to you. Maybe you lived in different locations. So what I'm seeing with these two cards in the past is that it may have taken a little while to figure out how to make things work, but taking that time to figure things out was, maybe this was a separation, or maybe it wasn't a separation, but it was kind of like a mental step back to try to figure things out. Whatever it was, it's, if you're still in this period, which we'll see when we get to these cards, it's like you're coming out of that because you were able to really focus here. You were able to call in any resources that you may have that you may have or may have collected along the way, which really helped you to see the light and see how to make things work. And also I see using your intuition to figure out how you're going to move forward in this relationship. And then we have the World card. So with the World card, this is more of the current energy of where you are right now. And the World card is really interesting that it's right below change. So with the World card, it's like you're leaving the past where it was and you're moving into a new cycle of your relationship. You have a better understanding of how to make things work. Look at how pretty this card is. Look how bright and colorful this card is. So again, is there a move? Did you figure out how to be together? Did you figure out, I mean, there really could be a move here. Maybe it's almost like going to a different continent or something, but you know, it could just be moving to the coast or moving away from the coast. But there's celebration here. This is overcoming problems. This is stepping into like the next era of your relationship. This could even be, this could be moving, this could be giving birth to something. So a project, literally giving birth to a child. Whatever it is, it's bringing a whole new colorful world into being. And it's very happy experience. Remember, we have the happiness here. And look at how well these two cards go together too. Look at, it's like the orange on the cards. Okay, so let's see what else we have for you, how you're feeling right now. We have the Moon card. You might not know exactly where this path is leading both of you, but you know that you're moving forward on it. You're using your intuition. You're both meeting in the middle on this path. And you're different from each other, but you're also the same. It's like you might be thinking the same. You might be getting together on the same page. And look at how wonderful this moon is just shining down. You know, I think that you worked through any communication problems that you might have had, not seeing eye to eye, not understanding exactly what the problem was or how to fix the problem. So I'm really seeing you right now. There could be some details that you haven't worked out yet, but you're moving forward emotionally and energetically. You're moving forward together, which is really nice to see here. And maybe with the new surprises and understandings, maybe there was a time when you didn't think you would see eye to eye, or you didn't really know how to communicate, how to work through these problems. And maybe there was some issue that was going on. Maybe you lived in different locations and you couldn't afford to, you know, merge together in one location. So it's like not knowing how to get through these problems, but finally seeing the light, finally figuring out how to move forward together. Okay, and then your last card here is going to be kind of the energy of like the future for you. So we have the Four of Pentacles. You have a very stable future together as long as you both continue to want to be together in these changes that you've gone through. I'm feeling that your energy, you don't want to give up on this relationship, so you're very keen to stay together, to work through things, to figure out problems. Maybe you've been together for a while and you don't want to give up everything that you've worked so hard for within the relationship. And you're willing to really think about things, and especially with the Hermit card here in the past, you're willing to really go deep within yourself and figure out how to make things work because you want this to work. You have a lot of passion for this person and you don't want to give up. So this is a really good card to end your part of the reading with, because you're not, I don't see you giving up. I see you really holding on to hope. I see you holding on energetically to this part, and not in a bad way. This is a positive way of keeping that foundation together, growing more together. Okay, so here we're using a different deck to look at your partner and see how your partner's feeling about things. So Spirit, for pile number 2, we're now going to ask, how is pile number 2 partner feeling about challenges in their relationship? Okay. 2 of Wands. Well, this is very interesting that the 2 of Wands for your partner is right below the 3 of Wands that you got. So what I'm getting here is that there were possibly 2 options, and your partner wasn't sure exactly which way to go, which direction to go, how to make that work. And really looking like, it looks like this person has a crystal ball here. So really intuitively trying to feel the energy between both of you and figuring out how to make this situation work for both of you. How can you both come together and make this work? And if there was like a move or something, again, maybe it was you moving to their location or them moving to your location. That's a possibility here. But this decision wasn't like necessarily dark and dramatic. Does that make sense? What I'm feeling is that it was more like, okay, well, we've done things this way, and now one or both of us are kind of evolving. Maybe your career was taking you somewhere else, or, and so it was like, okay, well, let's just figure out how to make it work. And it just feels like there's like an open line of communication here, and both talking about your feelings, your wants, your needs, and then making a plan from that point forward. Okay, then we have the Wheel. Any challenges that you had, well, this is in the past. Okay, so these next 2 cards are in the past again. And it's interesting that this is below the King of Wands, because remember the King of Wands, we talked about solving problems, figuring out how to make things work long term. So any challenges that you may have had in the past, you see this down here. Looks like a bunch of little devils running around here, and then up here there's all these angels, and someone in the middle trying to figure out, how do I make this work? How do I move this wheel in a different direction? And so it's coming out of this and moving up toward this here. And so it's solving problems. I think you're both really good problem solvers, and I think you're both really good at communicating with each other. So your partner is very open to what you want, very open to also listening to what they want as well, so that they don't hold any resentments or any negative energy because they just did what you wanted. And then I think you're both really cognizant of ebbs and flows in life, and that when something negative or something challenging happens, both of you together, it's like a force, because I think you might be a little bit better at problem solving, but the other person really, really puts in a lot of effort. You can see this person here really concentrating on fixing things, changing things. So this person has a lot of input, and they really are instrumental in getting the ball rolling, moving forward. Okay, another card for the past, the Hangman. This is so interesting that your partner has the Hangman and you had the Hermit here. Trying to figure out how to fix things, trying to really go deep inside, just like the Hermit card, figuring out, how do I make this work? How can I how can I move forward where I'm happy, where my partner's happy, where we're both happy with changes that are going on in our lives, and then coming together. So this, again, it seems like you both took a time out, taking care of yourselves, and then coming together in the relationship to take care of both of you as a couple, which is so cool to see. And you see this person has the light here, which is typical of the Hangman card, and then the light here on the Hermit card, which is also typical of the Hermit card. But it's just so cool to see these two together, because they're both kind of enclosed somewhere. If you see, here's like the forest and the mountain, and then the mountains here. So it's just really cool, or like in a cave here. And this happened at the same time too, which is really significant here, because if it happened at different times, it might be a different story, but it's like you're on the same page. Okay, and this next card is more about the current energy and how you're moving forward. The Ten of Wands. So it's been a little bit challenging for your partner. In this card, it can a lot of times mean that this person was doing things all on their own. But we see that that's coming to an end. So maybe most of the burden was on this person to get things in line, to get things set up, or so. Whatever it is, maybe this person is the one who needed to work on more things in some area than you did. I'm not sure, but even with the World card, I see that you both put in a lot of work, but it's like this person was tired, but they were not going to give up, which is really nice to see, because we kind of saw that here for you in the Four of Pentacles. So this person is strong. This person cares about you. If you have a family, this person cares about your family. Nothing's going to stop this person from fixing anything, from doing what they need to do to have that abundance, to bring that change into your relationship. So this is a really good card. And excuse me, this is how they're feeling now. So they're very focused. They're focused on fixing the problem. They're focused on making sure that you make it to where you're meant to go. And we have the Knight of Wands. With the Knight of Wands card, in a lot of decks, this came up in the previous pile, in pile number 1. A lot of decks, the Knight of Wands looks like they're pretty beat up. But in this deck, the Knight of Wands looks happy. They've made it this far, and they're not going to give up. What is interesting, that's right after the Ten of Wands here, because this is the energy of now, the current energy. So this person is feeling like, oh, we made it so far, and carrying this heavy burden was worth it. And maybe not a burden, maybe that's not the right word, but getting to where you want to be, getting through these changes. And so this person is really feeling lighter. Even though we're going from the Ten of Wands to the Knight of Wands, this person is feeling like, okay, there's only one more step to go. We're almost there. Feeling happy, feeling elated, feeling abundance, feeling happiness. You're both really coming together here and moving forward on this path together. And it's really exciting. And again, this card reminds me of the Fool card, which is interesting that it's right below the Moon card, because the Fool card and the Moon card both have an element of not knowing certain things, but moving forward intuitively on a path that you know you have to go on. And because this reminds me of the Fool card, it's like, okay, well, we made it this far. I'm not sure exactly where we're going yet, but I'm so happy to be here. Okay, and then the World card is the last card for your partner, which is interesting that you both have the World card. So you're definitely moving into a new cycle, something coming about, feeling like you have all the tools that you need to move forward in this relationship. Coming together. Like I said up here, you're not giving up on this relationship, and your partner is not giving up either. Your partner feels so happy that you made it through whatever this is. And again, if you did move, maybe this was the move. Maybe your partner had to move to you. I don't know why, but I just keep getting that there was a physical move. And maybe that was even just moving into one home together. Maybe you just had separate places in the same city, and it was, I mean, moving is not fun. I think it's one of the most stressful life events that one can go through. So, you know, maybe it was just merging your two households together, maybe merging families together. But what I'm seeing here, this person is so happy, so excited to be starting this new life with you. New surprises and understandings. And with how this card reminds me of the Fool card and the Moon card, it's like there could be some surprises, but they're like happy surprises. It's like, oh, okay, this makes so much sense. Now I understand why we went through all these challenges here. So back to the World card. This is like, you know, is there hope for this relationship? How are things looking moving forward? Things are looking great. You're starting something new, and you have all the tools that you need to go from this one cycle that you were in before, the World card here, and moving into this next exciting cycle. So I really see a lot of positive things happening for you here. And if I saw anything negative, I would definitely tell you. I'm not one to sugarcoat things. I will definitely tell you what I see. But yeah, everything looks great here. And I wish you luck on your future journey together. And I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I do hope to see you in a future reading as well. Hello, pile number 3. You have the Tiger's Eye Half Moon. You also have Chickadee, Discover and Express the Truth. So we'll see what this card means as we get more information from your other cards, because discovering the truth, discover and express the truth. So maybe you discovered something and then you told your partner that you discovered something. So we'll see what this means exactly when we get your cards. So we're going to start with some of your oracle cards. So we're asking Spirit for pile number 3. How is pile number 3 and their partner feeling about challenges in their relationship? How are pile number 3 and their partner feeling about challenges in their relationship? Okay. So the first one we have is isolation. And illumination. Okay, let's get some more oracle cards. And this does go back to this card, feeling isolated and illumination, so maybe discovering the truth. But let's see what else we have here. Okay, Spirit, we're asking for pile number 3. How is pile number 3 feeling, and how is pile number 3's partner feeling? Rebirth and stubbornness. Okay. And these first two are you, and the second two are your partner. Because we asked, how are you feeling and how is your partner feeling? Okay, so you're feeling a sense of isolation and rebirth. So maybe you felt isolated because you knew there was something that you couldn't quite see, something you didn't know. And then maybe you're feeling a sense of rebirth because you finally figured it out. You discovered the truth. And your partner is feeling illumination and stubbornness. So maybe they didn't know that you knew, and then you illuminated them that you know, and then they're feeling stubborn. So we will see what is going on here. We're going to start with your tarot cards. So you're going to be this first row, and then the second row we do will be with a different tarot deck, and we'll see where you're both at here. Okay, for pile number 3, we're asking, how does pile number 3 feel about challenges in their relationship? The Ace of Pentacles. This is interesting with the Rebirth card because you're feeling like things are changing. This is interesting on this card. I don't know if it's like, yeah, it does look like winter time on this card. Okay, which is different from most Pentacle cards. So maybe you're coming out of a time of darkness with the isolation card. You're coming out of a time of feeling alone, feeling like it's winter, because this is how you're currently feeling right here. So this is like your overall feeling, but you're emerging from something. If you choose to go through this path, there's a lot of getting more balance, more growth that is to come in the future from taking this path. So it's like taking this path out of isolation. Maybe you felt isolated in this relationship. Maybe you're going to walk away from this relationship, and that in your feeling that is the best option for you right now. Let's go ahead and see what else the cards say so we can figure out what's going on here. Okay, so this card and this next card that we're going to lay down, this is about the past, the energy in the past, and how you felt about or feel about that. Felt about that in the past energy. So in the past, you really felt like this was a good partnership, like you really met somebody who was the perfect match for you. And I really feel like at that time, you were pretty much the perfect match. There might have been some things that in your mind weren't exactly perfect, weren't exactly what you wanted, but it was like, at that point in time, it made you feel happy. It made you feel a sense of connection to this person, which somewhere along the line you started to feel isolated. So let's see what else we have here. The Page of Wands. The Page of Wands, this is interesting. Did you figure out something? Did you find a piece of information here? Or because it's like things are becoming illuminated. So discovering the truth. Figuring out what is going on. So the Page of Wands, a lot of times this card means that there's a lot of passion for something. There's a lot of wanting to move forward, but sometimes not necessarily pursuing that passion to completion. So maybe getting involved a little bit and then kind of pulling back a little bit could be what's going on here. So, because the Page of Wands sometimes can talk about having follow through. So in the beginning, having a lot of passion for something, but not having the follow through. So let's see what else we have here. The Six of Pentacles. So this card and the next card is about kind of how you're feeling now. And how you're feeling now is that you're wanting things to balance out. You're wanting to feel more balanced. You're feeling a sense of isolation and you want to fix that. So you're trying to find a solution, which could be what you are doing here, is trying to find that solution. Maybe in the past you lacked kind of a follow through, or you lacked the ability to see through problems, and now you're trying to figure out how to actually fix things, how to move forward while working on problems. So maybe your truth is to stick to things, and instead of feeling isolated, coming out of that sense of isolation in learning ways to fix things and to stick with things, and learning to listen to other people who can help you. So maybe going outside, this could be counseling, this could be asking somebody who's kind of been in a similar situation before, asking, how did you get through this? And also going through that process, going through the steps that it takes to get to that, get through these challenging times. Okay, then we have the Knight of Wands. Well, this is interesting because in the past you were the Page of Wands, and remember I said that maybe you're actually sticking to things this time, maybe actually following through, trying to figure out how to get through problems, because then the Knight of Wands is ready to conquer problems, is ready to move forward. They're not going to give up. They're going to go full speed ahead to resolve any issues that may be going on. This is, again, the current energy. So it's like finding solutions to problems, figuring out how you're going to move forward. How are you going to communicate with this other person? What is going to help you to do this? And then the next card is kind of like, do you have hope moving forward? How are things going to be moving forward into the future? We have the Three of Cups here. Well, this is really interesting because here you have somebody who's kind of helping you out. And then this is the catalyst between not knowing if you should move forward. Do you want to move forward? Knowing that a lot of times you have passion for something, but you don't always have the follow through. And then once this happens here, once you get that help, once you get that extra piece of knowledge, once you get that piece of understanding, then you're like, okay, let me really see if I can work through this. Can I bring more balance into this situation? And so then you go from the Page of Wands to the Knight of Wands, really getting like a strong foundation, deciding that you want to move forward. You discovered the information, you've expressed your truth, you want to come out of feeling isolated in this relationship, and you want to move forward in this relationship because you remember how things were when you first met. And maybe if there was some sort of imperfection or something that you perceived in this relationship, it's like, okay, I'm not going to keep this isolated in my mind. I'm going to talk about this. I'm going to see how to work through this. And that's how, when we get to the Three of Cups, the Three of Cups is a celebration. The Three of Cups is taking a time out from hard work and celebrating things. And so that brings me back to here where we have the three people. It's like maybe you're having a breakthrough. Like this person looks like they're walking through a cave. They're not sure where they're going. And you see this is in between these two cards. So it's like maybe you did some self-discovery, and that's how we grew from the Page to the Knight. And then here, so if this is like a third party who's helping you in this relationship, helping you get balanced, helping you see things differently, perhaps helping you see your partner's perspective. And I see it was like a lot of hard work, self-discovery, working together, communicating together. So what I'm seeing here, like for the future, in moving forward, I really see that there is a sense of celebration. And even whoever this third party is, it's like, oh, they're glad that you're kind of coming together, at least in your mind. We'll see what your partner has to say down here. But it's like definitely a relief where you can take a time out. You can kind of celebrate how far you've come. You've come through this. And then you see here, like you have this abundance. So what I'm feeling on your side is really knowing that you can start in a place of isolation. You can start when things aren't necessarily growing right now because it's winter, but through all this hard work, you can come to the end where you have this abundant harvest at the end here. And again, this is like winter, and this with the pumpkin here reminds me of, you know, September, October, possibly November. And also, if you see how, I know everybody kind of has a lot of clothes on here, but they're kind of dressed like where the weather's starting to change. It's not exactly cold yet. So, you know, maybe it takes you a good 9 months to work through this, or, you know, a good period of time. But I do see that it's possible with hard work to come out on the other side, at least from your perspective. Okay, so now we're going to get a different deck of cards for your partner and see how they're feeling. Okay, Spirit, for pile number 3, can we please have some insight about how their partner is feeling about challenges in their relationship? Okay, we have strength. Strength card. And what I see here is, especially with the isolation card and this person, and so if in this card, see, I'm getting all kinds of things at once here. Okay, so in this card, this person down here has barbed wire in their brain, but which will isolate you because, you know, most of the time you don't want to go straight through barbed wire because you can't, and it's going to cut you, and it's going to be painful. So for some reason you were feeling very isolated, but your partner was trying to get through, was trying to see what's causing this isolation, where did this come from, what's causing this challenge. And you're with the strength card, what I'm seeing here, because this is like the overall feeling. Remember, your overall feeling was feeling isolated. And then your partner has illumination. So, and then you see this right above their head here. It's like almost like sun or something, like a light being illuminated. So your partner's really feeling that there's some kind of breakthrough with the way that you're thinking, that maybe you had walls up or barriers or something like that. And maybe they're discovering your truth. So maybe they couldn't see this before, and now it's starting to come through. And we have the Emperor. So this is the past. I believe that your partner felt that you have a very strong partnership, that you built a strong foundation, or that you are in the process of building the strong foundation. And maybe the stubbornness that we have here, because remember, this is how your partner is feeling. So maybe the stubbornness was, they felt you were being stubborn instead of they were being stubborn. Because we see that all throughout this whole line here. But what they're seeing is that there's a breakthrough, and I think they always knew that there could be a breakthrough. So I think that perhaps your partner was the one to really keep things on a firm foundation when perhaps you weren't sure. There was something you weren't sure about, something that maybe you had to figure out on your own. Some kind of enlightenment that you needed to go through. Then we have the Two of Wands. So in the past, I think that perhaps your partner wasn't sure exactly which direction things were going to go. It could go one way or the other. But at the same time, in the past, your partner was... and also, you know what? The Emperor can be stubborn too. Maybe you're both stubborn in your own right. And maybe your partner was stubborn in not wanting to let go, holding on to this relationship, being stubborn in the sense that they have all these plans for your future, and they were saying, no, we're going to work on this. We're going to walk through this door. We're going to work on things. And then we come back here where it was like a crossroads, or not knowing which direction we were going to go, kind of thinking about things, which is really interesting because with the Page of Wands, if you remember, it was like you figured out something, you discovered something, you were illuminating something, trying to figure out if you were going to do what you tend to do in the past, which is, you know, maybe you jump into relationships quickly or something. And so you were wondering here, okay, should I follow through? Should I keep going forward in this relationship? Should I work on myself? Or should I walk away? And that's at the same point where this person really saw the potential that you have together, but wasn't sure which direction this was going to go, how it was going to end up. And I'm not saying that you're the problem here. I'm just saying that what's coming up very strongly for you is this thing where maybe you weren't sure, maybe this connection was too intense for you and you weren't sure if you wanted to continue on with it, or, you know, something like that. Maybe you were used to being isolated and not with somebody, and this kind of threw you for a loop. But your partner was very, very strong and very adamant of sticking in there and working through these problems. Okay, so now these next two cards that we're going to lay down again are more about the current energy. So we have the Star card. This is such a great card. Your partner is feeling revived. Your partner is feeling renewed. A sense of healing, a sense of balance, emotional happiness, brightness also, like a sense of hope, a sense of things coming together, shining together in this relationship. And that could be because of this third party that we saw here, somebody that was able to help you kind of see things differently, someone who is able to give you a different perspective, someone who is able to give you the tools that you needed to get out of the spot that you were in here. And again, what I got with this card is that your stubbornness paid off because you didn't give up on this relationship. And so now I'm just really getting a strong sense of balance from your partner. Definitely a sense of hope moving forward that things are going to work out. And then we have the Ace of Swords. So your partner's feeling a sense of hope, a sense of strength. And here with the Ace of Swords, I think your partner is a great communicator, especially with the Emperor here. And I think that your partner is really trying to figure out how you think about things, because remember the barbed wire here. It's almost like you didn't want to let anybody in before. And so your partner's like, well, that's okay, but you know, I'm here and we can figure things out together. And it's like taking the steps forward, being there, wanting to go on this journey and learning how to communicate with you, because you might have a different way of communicating than other people have. And holding on to the globe, getting a sense of where do we go next? We made it this far. Maybe if there's a certain situation in your life that you had to work through, it could be that this person is doing research into whatever this is that's going on in your life. Maybe this is a new situation for this person that they haven't encountered before, but they really want to understand where you're coming from. They want to understand your perspective. And I mean, look at all these books here. Look at there's books here, books over here. And it's dark outside. It's like burning the midnight oil. Also, laying out their own feelings, telling you how they feel about things, and making sure that you both communicate. And what I'm seeing here, which is really cool to see, is we have the Knight of Wands and the Ace of Swords. So remember, you went from the Page of Wands to the Knight of Wands, and that's why it's so significant here with the Ace of Swords, because I see you changing here. I see you putting in the effort, putting in the determination to move forward. And so is your partner here by researching things. If one thing doesn't work with you two, you're going to figure out another way to go about things. So I really see a difference in what you're both working on, but it's coming together in different ways. So you're both helping this relationship. Does that make sense? You have different skills, different strengths that you're bringing into the relationship that will help the relationship grow. Okay, and then the last card for your partner is kind of like moving forward. Is there hope for this relationship? What is the overall energy kind of moving forward? And then we have the Eight of Cups, which is interesting. This card came up, I don't remember if it was pile number 1 or if it was pile number 1 or 2. But what I mentioned in that pile is that the Eight of Cups is usually a card of walking away from a situation that's no longer working. And what I see here, what I see you walking away from is walking away from the way things used to be, walking away from this sense of isolation and going into a different phase of your relationship. And if your cards were different here, I would say that perhaps you're walking away from the relationship altogether, but I'm not seeing that here. I'm not seeing that anywhere here. I'm seeing you working really, really hard here, your partner, working really hard to make things work. I'm seeing you yourself going through changes to help make things work. And then here, you're celebrating. You're celebrating with your partner. You're celebrating with somebody who has helped you get through these hard times. So here, what I'm seeing is getting through those hard times and moving into a more positive phase of this relationship. And starting something new, discovering how to change your relationship in a positive way. And like I said in the other pile that got this card, if I was seeing a bunch of negative things, I would tell you. I'm not a reader to sugarcoat things. And with every single other card in both of these piles here, this is actually a positive card for you in this relationship, because you're like the Three of Cups. This is happiness. This is celebration. This is leaving these hard times in the past. And that is your reading for today. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you in a future reading.